Hey. So this is a random full moon and Aries reading that I'm doing. I was sitting here uploading videos and then I just started thinking about like releasing and just how this energy has had me like so jacked up today. Like I'm not a nap person, but I literally took a nap today because I just could not, you know? I just felt like so drained. And I was like, okay, what am I letting go of? What am I releasing? And then I thought about these, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I should totally just do like a random reading. So I'm doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all signs. And do I want to do 3 decks? Yeah, I think I'm going to do 3 decks. I'm doing all oracles. So this is an oracle reading deck. Now son of a gun. And I'm in my jammies. Shout out to Incubus. All day. So the ones I have next to me, I have my surrender deck. I have my work your light oracle. And then I have my shamanic healing deck. So surrender, action step, and heal, dagnabbit. That's how we're rolling. So each sign, oh good lord, each sign is going to get 1 card if they don't fall out like that. So I'm going to start with Aries. And I have my list of zodiac signs in front of me because I would forget someone. So first card, we're going to, for Aries. Then we're going to pull a good old action step card for Aries. And we're going to pull a shamanic healing card for Aries too. Hi Aries. What's happening? I feel like I did this like so rogue. I'm not even going to put the intro on this or nothing. I started to go live, but then I knew that was going to turn into like hours on some stuff. So here, and then one of these suckers. You know what I'm saying. Whoa. Okay, there that goes. That was easy. Okay, so what it is that Aries needs to surrender or release. Surrender to your soul's path, Aries. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson in every moment. Action step, take a break. These cards are so pretty. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Dagnabbit son of a gun. Next, slow but steady. I can't remember what I said. I said that in somebody's mid-month. I don't know these cards. Don't hit on my swag. Story time. This isn't really story time because this isn't the Chakra Oracle cards. It's number 3. All right, slow and steady. Don't rush the situation. More often than not, divine timing and our timing are not the same. When you try to speed up a life experience, a relationship, or even a project, you circumvent necessary experiences or lessons along the way that will contribute to a perfect outcome. Know that wherever you are in this situation, it's the perfect place for you to be. If this place is causing you anxiety, perfect. Now you can look within and ask yourself why. What are your fears surrounding this perceived delay in getting to where you want to go? I need to hold this closer, knowing good and well I can't see. What is the worst that can happen? What is the best that can happen? What if we remove the words best and worst and just let things unfold at their own pace without attaching judgment? Dagnabbit son of a gun. Something tells me that I probably should move closer because I have a habit. I have my microphone on and I hope y'all can hear me because if I upload this video and y'all can't hear me, I'm going to be like, bruh. Sign. Okay, Taurus. What? I should be writing these down. I really should be writing down. Oh, wait, where's my phone? I can put it on my phone because I'm going to timestamp this. All right. Come on, dagnabbit. Don't y'all love how I just do this? Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just, in here doing stuff. This is real life right now, son. I did not plan this out. Okay, so Taurus is at 4 minutes. I'm going to help y'all out in timestamps, dagnabbit. Okay, let me get 1 card for Taurus spirit. Oh, this has been the word of the day. Shout out to all of my clients. Y'all already know. Okay, surrender, denial, Taurus. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. So that goes for self-denial, you know? Self-denial leads to self-sabotage. And then I see this makes me think of the Two of Swords. So it's like willful blindness. It's like being at an impasse and knowing that a decision needs to be made and electing to not make a decision, which in essence is still a decision. And then I say with Aries, what I feel for you guys is you guys are trying to, and I'm sorry that I'm like backstepping, but with Aries, it's like you guys are trying to move forward, like you have a goal that's in mind, right? But y'all are like, what's the word? Is it impeding? Like you're impeding your progress because you're putting too much exertion. So the thing that's needed and why it says surrender to your soul path is because you're here to do what you're here to do. So you're going to do what you're supposed to do because that's what you're supposed to do, is what you're here for. So it's more or less like slow and steady wins the race because it is in your beingness that you can accomplish all that you're wanting to accomplish. So in other words, Aries, you want to go easy on yourself. Sorry, Taurus, we had to share the spotlight. My bad. So anyway, with us, good old self-denial. Acceptance. Now, one of the things I tell people all the time is that in order for us to heal, progress, and move forward in anything, doesn't matter what it is, acceptance has to happen. And I have people tell me all day, every day, I refuse to accept this. I refuse to accept this. Well, as long as you refuse to accept it, you're going to stay right where the hell you at. Right now. Today. Forever. Okay? Because the first step to any healing or coming out of a situation is first looking around me and saying, okay, this is what I'm really dealing with, taking an honest assessment, and then being able to move forward from there. But if you refuse to accept what the circumstances are, there's no way to move forward. So, Spirit, let me get an action step for Taurus. Spit it. Poor favor. Lord, I didn't get my nails done, y'all. This is a sin and a shame. Oh, wait. And then a shaman card. Shaman and whatnot, whatever. Okay. I love how these are flipping out. I love when cards flip. It makes me excited. Okay. So, action step for Taurus. Play. Stop being so damn serious. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Why so serious? Don't be so serious. And I feel it's a similar energy connected to like how it is with Aries, and I know I'm guilty of that as well. When I have a goal in mind and it's something that, you know, I want to accomplish, I will not sleep, you know. I will put all of my energy and effort into it. And I think for us, it's releasing denial in the sense of like, are you on a hamster wheel? You know what I mean? Like, the amount of time, energy, and effort that you're exerting into something, Taurians, it's like, is it really helping? You know what I mean? Like, is it helping you get there faster? Or if you allowed yourself to have fun, would you get there faster? Because something I can say, like when, you know, you're writing and you get like writer's block, it's like sitting there and stewing over the writer's block is not going to stop the writer's block. What cures writer's block is freaking play. It's like if you go out, get inspired, have fun, have a couple of laughs, it's like that's going to hit you. Wow, and that looks like a margarita glass. Go have a margarita, Taurus. Yeah, having fun, and that's going to inspire you, and it's going to clear your writer's block, and then you'll be able to hop back into it. So anywho, Shaman card. Ooh, masculine energy. Dang, have a son of a gun. I get the vibe of the sun card with that one. Okay, masculine energy. Oh, well, hello. I mean, it's the sun. The sun. Powerful. A life force without which nothing on this earth could survive. The masculine energy is one of action, doing, creating, forcing. In nature, it is balanced out with feminine energy. When we find ourselves embodying this energy, we get things done. We are thinking, logical beings. If we reside here too often, we do not have any room for the opposite energy to come in. Being able to effortlessly flow from one to the other, masculine to feminine, is the pinnacle of being in the flow energetically. Sometimes in love relationships, the energy turns topsy-turvy, and we end up residing in an energy that doesn't meet our highest need. This is hard to break out of due to fear. The fear of, if I don't do it, it won't get done. Realize that two people make up a relationship, and in an evolved one, the relationship itself develops its own energetic balance, a perfect combination of yin and yang, masculine and feminine. If there is a void in one area, an imbalance will develop. And as is the nature of things, unconsciously we will try to balance out. Being aware is a perfect first step. Alternatively, this card signifies a very important man in your life. I don't know about all that. But yeah, man. So this is kind of the thing, like I was saying, how this is kind of in relation to Aries as well, like how they're really taking on the masculine energy, because it's a lot of it's a lot of exertion, and there needs to be a balance between the two, because you could be running in circles and not getting there any faster than if you allowed yourself to relax a little, So it's a good old balance of the inner union within. And I say that for males and for females. Both of us want to have a balance between masculine and feminine energies in our life. A little inner yin and yang, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so who's next? Gemini. I should know that. I'm a Gemini rising. Shame on me. Okay, Spirit, let me get one card for Gemini. Well, that one kind of poked up. Come on. Why are all these falling out? I'm not going to do 2 cards. We're not going to do that because that's going to be unfair. So anywho, surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by other people and to be surrounded by positive people. Gemini, dagnabbit son of a gun. And that's not just for romantic relationships. That's family members, that's friendships, all of that good stuff. Even toxic work environments. It's like if ever you feel like you're being depleted, or people are taking from you and not being able to add, you know what I mean? All that you're giving to them, then that is an unequal toxic relationship. You know what I mean? Because you want reciprocity in the sense that what it is that you pour into others, they're able to pour equal to that, or, like equal or more into you, but not in an imbalance kind of way. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of just like, I don't know, if you're talking to your grandma and grandma has granny wisdom, it's like you can't pour granny wisdom back into granny because you're not a granny. You know what I mean? But it's just the simple fact of someone who's pouring into you in a positive way. And always remember that if someone is not adding to you, they're taking away. So that's you guys releasing for the full moon those relationships where there's an inequality of such, right? So get you guys a little shamaning in card. This is going to be long, but that's why I'm time stamping it. I like being spontaneous. This is so against my nature. Look at me trying new things. I usually like to like every facet of life being planned. This is me playing. But I get to help people while I play dagnabbit son of a gun. I don't even think I ever did a reading. I'm like literally in my bed right now. I ain't got no makeup on. I'm in my PJs. This is real life. What do you call that? Like rogue? Is that rogue? It's like a rogue reading or something? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, action stuff for Gemini. Break the chain. Ooh, yes. Deliverance. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Oh my gosh, this is so real. Now, the connection between these two is the fact that the toxic patterns that we get caught in, whether it be in friendships, relationships, work environments, so on or so forth, it has a lot to do with root chakra energy, because that's where all those ancestral patterns, generational curses, all that good stuff is held, right? So it's wanting to do some root chakra meditation and breaking the chains of these bonds. So at least in my therapeutic approach, which is Gestalt therapy, the whole premise of is, I really cannot talk, y'all. I've been talking all day, leave me alone. Anyway, the whole premise of my therapeutic approach is that we are constantly trying to finish unfinished business from our past and our present with the people that we're interacting with. So that's why I always talk about childhood stuff. You know what I mean? Not because I'm Freudian psychoanalytic anyway, but because that's literally like what we're trying to resolve within ourselves, right? So this is more or less you breaking the chains from your past by releasing these connections. And that's more or less looking back in your life and seeing where you first learned that behavior, or if that was modeled for you. You know what I mean? To give to other people in hopes of that being reciprocated, right? So you guys are releasing that, breaking chains and things, karmic ties broken and what's not so whatever. And the next card you guys have, oh snap, inner journey, yay! Okay, story time. Shamanananic story time. I guess that's what I'm gonna call it. Let's see, hold on. I freaking love this deck. This deck is shiznit. Oh, BTW, I have 2 decks that are coming tomorrow, and I'm so excited. So I'm probably going to be like, I don't know, I might go live or something. I don't know. Anyway, inner journey. Not all who wander are lost. At times we are so consumed with our own personal journey that we project our journey onto another. Every soul arrives on this planet with lessons to learn and a life to live. For as many souls that are out there, there are that many different journeys. Do not judge another's journey. Always respect where another person is on their path. Meet everyone you come in contact with where they are on their path. Do not insist they come to where you are. By doing this, you will not only expose those around you to your own healing vibration, but you will offer them acceptance without judgment. This is a great gift to both give and receive. Oh my gosh, that is so freaking true. Because I think about it a lot of times, and I actually had this conversation with a Virgo earlier, it's just honoring people's journey. It's like, we honestly do not know to where we could be insulting by pitying someone. Because it's like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for them. And it's like, but why? Because it's like, you don't know what their journey is. You don't know what their soul is here to learn. So it's like, we have to honor people's paths. You know what I mean? And that's like a lot of times where, you know, people can give you advice, but no one can ever really tell you which route you should go. They can give you wisdom. Like if you really care about someone, you don't want to just give them answers because the person isn't learning anything. And they inadvertently end up becoming kind of codependent on you and still unable to make decisions and could end up in a place like, you know, with Taurus needs to surrender. Denial. You know what I'm saying? Being in the 2 of Swords permanently. Because each and every one of us is here to learn something different. And because a person is not where it is that ideally we would want them to be, we have to honor them for where they're at. And that makes me think about like the heroin addiction crisis, which I know just went really deep right there. But if we think about harm reduction, and a lot of people don't think that harm reduction is healthy because they're like, oh, you know, you're enabling them. Nah, man, it's just a simple fact that this is an addiction that we're talking about. And not everybody can just say, you know what, I'm quitting heroin today. But it's like, because I love you and I care about you, and I know I can't, it's not like a, you know, willpower thing, like you just need to quit because you really don't want to quit. No, it's harm reduction is me saying, okay, well, I know now is not the time for you, right? But it's like, I'm going to make sure that we don't make matters worse. So we're going to give you a clean place to use. We're going to give you clean needles, and we're going to offer you, you know, like counseling or access to different resources so that whenever you're ready to, you know, kick the habit or whatever and go into recovery, it's like we don't end up having more problems that happen through that, like, you know, intravenous infections or, you know, transmission of diseases or whatnot. So it's meeting a person where they're at, and people are more likely to come around that way. So, and I even say the same thing like with love relationships. Sometimes, you know, you can see that a partner is in a certain place and it's like we want them to be in another place, like we want them to be ready to be with us. But it's like we have to honor that person's journey because we want them to speed up their healing process to benefit us and not really so much about them. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. And next we have Cancer. So Spirit, can we get a surrender card for Cancer? What do they need to release in this Aries full moon and whatnot or whatever? Of course it's the Aries full moon. Aries had to get all extra deep and stuff. I'm at the timestamp that I talked about Aries during Taurus. Whoa, okay, this one jumped. Oh, snap. Okay, this one fell out. Surrender Fear. That fell out when I went to go sit the deck over there. It says, let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. So because I fell out when I was sitting the deck down and wasn't thinking about everyone, I'm going to say that everyone is Surrender Fear. Surrender Fear of releasing, Sagman and Son of a Gun. All right, can I get an action step for Cancer, please? Spirit. spirit, action step for them if I could, you know what I'm saying? And what's not, or whatever. Don't talk about me. All right. This might have been easier if I just like set these out ahead of time, but whatever. One card for Cancer, please, spirits. Oh, well, all right then. All right, so what does Cancer need to surrender? Surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can do to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. Yeah, man. Hashtag hangman. You know what I'm talking about? Ooh, the initiation. Rite of passage. You're going somewhere sacred. Oh my gosh, yes. So this is also very similar. So surrendering to your calling, man. Surrendering control to spirit in essence, and I told this to a friend of mine the other day, which also relates to Incubus. There's a song by Incubus that's called, well, I just call the song Floating Down the River. It's called Aquarius Transmission. Don't ask me how to spell it because I don't know. But Aquarius Transmission, if you ever want to know what it's like to surrender to spirit or what the steps of that are, listen to that song, because it likens surrendering to spirit like getting into a boat in the water and literally laying down in the boat and allowing the flow of the river of life to take you where it is that you're destined to go. That's scary as heck, right? Because it's like you want to pull to the sides. It's like, I don't have no paddle. What if this happens? What if that happens? But that kind of reveals, if you're afraid, it's revealing to you a lack of trust in the divine having your best interest at heart. You know what I'm saying? Or not even really knowing what that means. But I feel like you guys are stepping into a place now where you're going to find a head-on experience of what that's like. So it's leaving out of a very, dark, drab time to where things were very confusing and probably didn't make sense, or you felt like you were doing a lot of things alone, and you guys are going into a happier space going forward. Integration. Freaking love these cards. That's 33. Ooh, 33 is a good number. That's the year that Jesus started his ministry. Integration. We are, this is more Gestalt stuff, y'all. I'm bucked up. We are all a sum of all of our experiences in this and other lives. We all bring forward a wealth of knowledge, talents, and wisdom. One of the challenges is remembering who we are. We are bombarded every day in every way with messages on who we should be, what we should do, what we should wear, how we should live. These messages come from the media, society, our family and friends, and even strangers can drown out who we really are meant to be, who we have grown into lifetime after lifetime. Find some quiet moments in your day to identify and start a relationship with that small, strong voice inside of you. Pretty soon, you won't hear the other messages. Many times in your interactions with others, you hear that small voice that tells you something is not right. Your logical mind tells you to stop it. Nothing is wrong. Stop being silly, dramatic, or overreacting. You may ignore your inner voice in a quest to fit in, to be loved or admired. You do not realize that your inner voice is warning you that the other person's energy is not matching their words or actions. Listen to your instincts about this situation or person. So important. And that's the beautiful thing about surrendering to spirit, is that you stop living your life based on what's occurring outside of you, and you become attuned with the fact that what we're seeing in the external world is a byproduct of what is happening in spirit, right? So then it becomes kind of silly to base, our future positions on what's happening here as opposed to what it is that's happening in the spirit. Because this is a byproduct. Everything in this realm is dead or is in the process of dying. So we're more or less like basing future tense, like newborn things, on dying and dead stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's being in tune with spirit and having that clarity to know when you're living from that space and you're plugged into that sphere as opposed into the matrix, so to speak. It's like you can see clearer than you've ever seen before without your physical eyes. So this vision is limited. This vision, not so limited. You know what I'm saying, little Cancer? Next, we have Leo. What's happening, Leo? What's going on? Little lion, lioness, you know? Know what I'm saying? Spirit, let me get one card for Leo. Poor favor. Whoa. Thank you for the full moon. And we're going to get an action step for Leo. Because Leos are bomb.com. You heard me? And whatnot for whatever. One card for my Leos. Action step going forward. And a little shaman in. Whoa, there we go. That card is so pretty. Okay. So Leo is surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. This lets me know Leos need to reground. I feel like you guys need to reground and regroup and more or less reestablish where you are and what you're doing. Because I'm kind of getting the sense that you guys are, I don't know, it's almost like feeling like there's so many options, so many things that's going on. You're not really... It's like you're not clear anymore. It's like you thought you knew where you were going, but where you went, it didn't warrant what you thought it would give you or something of the sort. So the thing that I feel like is needed for you guys is like a little bit of like, you know, hashtag 4 swords, little detox, you know what I mean? And more or less surrendering yourself in the sense of, surrendering whatever it is that brought you to this place where you're no longer grounded. You know what I mean? So kind of sitting that over here and kind of going into nature. And I kind of feel like you're going to get one of those good old little epiphanies. Like, you know, you look over, you see a tree, do some little dancey dance tree stuff, and suddenly it's going to hit you type of thing. Action step. Oh my God. I do this every day. But when stuff like this freaking happens, dog, I swear to God. Wow. I still get bugged out when this happens. Get grounded. Wow. Empaths, highly sensitive. Connect with nature, dude. Son, I'm not even joking right now. Look at this. This is freaking great. Now look, if this card got something to do with it, I'm just about to get up and leave. Okay, creativity. Jesus Christ. Whew. I'm going to get my life together. Wow. All right. I wish I was a Leo, but somebody needed that. Dog, that's gangster. Okay, anyway. Creativity. This is a profoundly, God, I need to get my life together. Profoundly creative time period for you, whether it is in the traditional arts, music, or writing. Or it could be a new curiosity about exploring a way to funnel your creative urges. To be creative, you need to access your right brain, your emotional, sensing, feeling center. Do this by trying things you've never done before. Get physical, dance, doodle. When we acknowledge and act upon our impulse to create, we are aligning our will with the Creator. In this, we can experience the flow of being on your highest path. Start creating and notice how time has no meaning anymore. Hours fly by before you realize it. It is not a struggle. It is pure inspiration. This card can also signify a birth of a child or of a whole new way of being. So you guys are at a little crossroads. And congratulations if you're having a baby. Congrats on that. You know what I'm saying? Next we have Virgo. So, Spirit, can I get a surrender card for Virgo, please? Shout out to Virgos. I know a lot of Virgos. I love a lot of Virgos, too. You know what I'm saying? Dog, that's freaking insane right now. Oh, I love when that happens. I love when that happens. That never gets old. I kid you not. You can ask any reader. It does not matter. Like, whenever you do a reading and, like, you pick an oracle and that oracle is the same thing you were saying in, like, a couple of words that you spent time explaining, it never gets old. It's always like, this is so freaking dope. Let me get one. Okay. Well, then. Surrender your addictions. I'm going to read that in a second. I'm going to pull you guys other cards first. All right, Spirit. Let me get one action step for Virgo, please, Spirit. And a shanamanamanamanamanamanic. It's not the right word. My disc is almost full. Really? Okay. I gotta delete stuff off my Mac. But what's new? Jeez. This thing does not hold memory for nothing. Alright, Spirit, let me get one card for Virgo, please, Spirit. One card for Virgo. Bam. Alright. So, surrender your addictions. Okay, if you want to see it again. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with a healthier alternative. So this to me is like coming to a place of balance, which is another theme I'm kind of seeing with everyone. So it's like with Aries and like with Taurus and it being like too much. And even the same thing with Gemini. It's just like the giving, or doing. With this, whether it's, you know, actual like drug things, cigarettes, alcohol, you know, love, whatever. It's an imbalance of those forces and a need to temper that. So it's more or less getting clear and releasing finding the source of those needs so that one can release it in this full moon, getting clarity on that. You know what I'm saying? Action step. Soul family. Why are these so pretty? Are those whales? Wow. All right. Calling your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Oh, yeah, man. Support from your family and friends and stuff. They could set up intentions and things for you. Oh, my gosh. This is so dope. New beginnings. That's beautiful. Yeah, man. So if ever you feel like you're fighting through this whole little thing alone, it's like knowing that people who love and care about you are going to be there to, you know, support you through this process. Especially if it's like, you know, a relationship type of deal. So new beginnings. Water, emotion, energy, all life affirming and life giving. God, I cannot talk. Patience is the key. Once the deluge of emotion passes, you will see that left in its wake is a wondrous new day, a rainbow of possibilities. Do not get attached to the emotions that surround this situation. This will only attach your identification with the emotion itself, giving it more power and hindering the release, so that the door to your new beginning will not open. Sit in that emotion, cry, journal, talk it out with a friend, soul family, or counselor, whatever. Talk it out with a friend and then let it go. Perform a ritual if you are called to one. Place your feelings on a bit of paper and let it go, whether through water or fire, both excellent transmuting elements. Be thankful for the experience of the situation and proclaim to Creator that you are ready for the newness that is about to come into your life. Oh, that is so dope. Yeah, man. So here's the thing. If you're getting clear, or if you've already realized this thing that you need to let go of, it's like reaching out to someone. And this is something I tell my clients all the time in real life. I was like, yo, if you just came here and talked to me and I never, you know, gave you advice or guidance on anything, just talking it out and being able to express all of those emotions we have a tendency to repress, God, I cannot talk, is cathartic enough to where you would see change and healing in your life. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we just need a person to just listen so we can unload. Because I always tell you guys that emotions are energy and motion. And if that energy ain't got no motion, it's just going to be sitting there and manifesting in all kinds of crazy ways. But the thing that I'm really seeing for Virgos is this as a gateway. You know what I mean? It's being able to let other people in, to not have to feel like you have to bear the burden alone. And this is kind of bringing me back to the reading I did for you guys. Was this August? I don't think it was mid-August. I think it was the beginning of August, but it was something along the lines of, or it might have been mid-August, where it was something talking about how you guys were like releasing burdens, like how you guys were, you know, taking on a lot of stuff on your back and you were kind of keeping up appearances in a sense. And it was you coming to the place of, I think like opening up to someone and saying like, you know, everything really isn't like this. This is the truth. This is what's actually happening, and being okay with that. You know what I mean? As opposed to trying to prevent, like, I guess the proverbial tower from coming. It's like just letting it all fall and feeling, you know, magnanimous about that. And it was something like about like your family, like you watched a parent do that or something of the sort. And another thing that I'm hearing with this too is, if it's like, say your family of origin, like say if you had to distance yourself from them or something of the sort, it's like knowing that spirit has opened the door of surrounding you with a new family. Or even if like you didn't have a family, it's almost like you awakening to realize that that family you already always wanted is already in your life, but it's like friends, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Next sign is Libra. Libra. Little Libra. My brother's a Libra. I love Libra. I just talked to my brother earlier. Let me get one card for what Libra needs to surrender in this Aries full moon blaze split up. We're halfway through the zodiac. Whoa! All right, there we go. Surrender to setting limits. Oh my God. I'm going to rub that all in my brother's face. I totally just told him that today. He's all like trying to be practical on vacation. And I'm like, dude, if you don't live your best life and stop thinking about being all adult-like and whatnot, jeez Louise. He's all like, I don't know if four-wheeling is a practical idea. Are you serious? You're in the desert. Go do it. What is wrong with you, sir? That's so funny. And that's my older brother. All right, Spirit, let me get one action step going forward for Libra. Bam. And a little shaman going on here. One card for Libra, please, Spirit. One card only. That's how we roll. All of these cards look so pretty. They're so colorful. Whoa. All right. There we go. All right. Surrender to setting limits. And it says, it is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. I think I had that book up for somebody's stuff, Learning to Say No. And it's like a lot of times people feel guilt for telling people no, like not feeling, or like feeling guilt. You know what I mean? And it's like, of course, when you start setting boundaries with people, and I want to say this in two ways. When you start setting boundaries with people, it's like there is going to be a level of guilt. But the thing is because you've been conditioned to always compromising yourself. So now it's like learning like, okay, this isn't necessarily in my highest good. So I'm going to draw a line in the sand. Now, first thing that I discerned when I looked at setting at limits is like I said, with my brother and I were discussing earlier, it's about like placing that glass ceiling in your life. So it's almost like going back to Aries and to like Taurus. It's like, I have to be an adult, have to be practical. There's no having fun. Bills must be paid. You know what I mean? So it's making sure you're seeing where you're setting those glass ceilings for yourself, and you're almost limiting your own ability to express yourself or be free or just enjoy or just give yourself like a day just to, you know, be silly or go on vacation and really like, you know, surrender to the experience. So for my Libra people, and of course with the scales, there's going to be two different ways. These are two ways that I'm seeing it. So for those of you who are being limited by the lack of boundaries, which allows other people to control you. And then for other Libras who are setting those boundaries on themselves, which is a good thing, but you're doing a little too much, you know what I mean? To where you're limiting your ability to freely grow and experience yourself in a full sense, or to experience life or yourself in a full sense is what I'm trying to say. The action step is inner tempo. Devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. Oh, yeah, that's what I was telling him too. It's about coming to this place to where, like, setting yourself free. And I likened it to Lauren Isley, who is a writer who wrote a piece back in the 1940s called Judgment of the Birds. And he begins the essay by saying that There comes like a time in every man's life when he must leave his kindred men or whatever and go into the wilderness so that he may have an experience. And then he goes to write about all of these epiphanies that he got while he was traveling and on vacation just by watching birds. And it was all these deep, great life epiphanies that he received. And this is more or less like that access to that inner space that's found when you remove yourself out of like, you know, your day-to-day environment and you go into that different space and you allow yourself to just be there. It opens you up through an epiphany. But what you get in an epiphany is the fullness, like a glimpse of the fullness of yourself that you could experience if you lived in that heart space. So every day would become an epiphany, and everything that you see and every person you encounter would then in turn become an experience of the inner temple. So next we have truth. Little eagle, little spirit going on there. Let's see, number 12. All right. Truth. The eagle proudly surveys its domain from such a high perch that all pertaining to this situation is revealed. The shadows hide nothing from his keen vision. Once you can remove yourself from the muck that low vibrations keep you in, you can attain a viewpoint that enables you to see the truth of the matter. This card advises you to search for the truth of the situation, regardless of the emotions it brings up. Are you or someone connected to you unconsciously suppressing the truth? Hiding from the truth can only intensify the lesson later on. And that's an important point on both ends. It's looking at, and I feel like for both ways. So the first thing that pops in my mind is like, think about the conversation I had with my brother. It's like, I was telling him, it's just like, yo, dude, you take a step back. And I was like, you're going to be able to go, you know, back to work after your little vacay. And you're going to be like so clear because you allowed yourself to say, I'm on vacation, work, stay over there, you know? And it's like vacation. I'm present in vacation. So you can experience this when your week is up, bam, I'm back at work. And I was like, your vision is going to be like so keen to where you're just going to be knocking out like everything. Like it's nothing. You know what I mean? And that's because you allowed yourself to step away so that you can go back from this subjective oppression to more of an objective clarity, right? And then the same goes for those of you that are having trouble setting boundaries. It's taking this clarity that's coming with this full moon energy to take a step back and to see what you couldn't see when you were in this subjective position of, you know, being taken advantage of by others. You're going to be able to step back and see like, wow, okay, the truth about why is it that I allow people to do that? Is it that I'm afraid of being alone? You know what I mean? And the thing that I hear is like, for my Libras a couple of months ago, we were talking about that was always in relationships. You know what I mean? It's like, why do I find security in that? Why do I feel like I need to do that? And it's like, nah, man. It's like, I don't owe them anything, you know? So if I feel like you're stepping on my toes, I have the right to say no. And BTW, the book that I had, I can't remember whose reading that was. Was it Aquarius? It might have been Aquarius. The book I was holding up, Learning to Say No, holler at that on Amazon. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So Scorpio. Can I get one card for Scorpio, please? Spit it. One card for Scorpio. All right. It says, surrender your fear of change. Now we got our little action step. One card for Scorpio, please, Spirit. All right, and our little shaman. Whoa, okay, that fell out. Merry Christmas. All right, Scorpio, surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death. Repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. And I just told this to a friend the other day about the 3 levels of awareness. 3 levels of awareness are hope, faith, and knowing, right? When you're hoping, in an inner sense, you feel there's a big possibility that this may not come to pass. When you have faith, it's trusting in a higher power that they will allow what you're desiring to come to pass if it be in the will. Knowing is knowing that you are in alignment with your higher power, and regardless, if it's mine, it's coming. You know what I'm saying? But a fear of change is just really the unknown. It's much easier to stay where we are because there's a level of familiar. Familiar makes us feel safe. But when you're facing a change or taking a new path, it now becomes, not having that go-to confidence of like, when you work at a job for a long time and it's like you can literally do the job with your eyes closed. You don't need nobody help. Like you just go bam, 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 bam. But if you're starting in a new profession, now it's like you lose that sense of power that you have because now you're like at the will of who's training you and you're having to intake new information. And it's like, will I understand it? What if I don't? Or what if I don't do good at this? But the important thing to note is that life is change. That's what the Wheel of Fortune, hashtag Wheel of Fortune, symbolizes for us. Is that truth be told, in life, we all gain and we all lose. We're all at the top, we're all at the bottom. That's the ebb and flow of life. The only thing that stays constant is your inner space and your inner core. So although you are afraid of change, it's always remind yourself that you're taken care of. Putting your trust in your faith, in spirit, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, and knowing that all things are going to work out in your favor. Your action step is fill up your well. Retreat, rest, refuel. Hashtag 4 swords. So this is almost like a regeneration. So whether it's like if you guys are on the cusp of change or a change has already happened and you guys are kind of looking back on, did I make the right choice, so on or so forth. Now it's time for you guys to focus on you and what's best for you and thinking about what is it that I need for me to feel fulfilled. What is it that's going to add to my happiness, or what does happiness to me look like? You know what I mean? What do I want my life to look like? What do I want this next path to look like, right? Aw, unlimited possibilities. You have nothing to worry about. Isn't this card pretty? I like that. It's so nice. Don't look at my nails. They look hideous, y'all. Don't talk about me. Let's see. 19. All right. When fall turns into winter, the leaves fall from the trees, birds fly south, plants go dormant. Some even die having lived the life they were meant to. Oh. Do we ever panic and wallow in fear that this is it? There will never be another robin singing. There will never be another ripe tomato. No, we don't. Why is that? We know that after winter... Oh my gosh, this is another one. We know that after winter, spring will return, followed by the bounty of summer. It is in your life. At any given time, there are unlimited possibilities for you and yours, many different paths to take. Many different options available. Do not get bogged down into thinking in a linear fashion. Open your eyes and your heart and feel the power your free will and choice brings to you. Make your life what it is meant to be. Oh my gosh, that's another one. Yes, man, don't freaking fear this. I had that conversation with someone too. I love how things align like this. Man, it's literally that ebb and flow of life, and just the simple fact that I told this to my bestie yesterday, actually. I told her, I was like, dude, imagine, like I said, how we freak out about life. Like say when we're at the top and like things are kind of turning in the wheel and we're like kind of going back towards the bottom, like if you lose a job or something like that. So it's like spirit opens up the gates of heaven and you get this bomb job and then like, oh my gosh, you're doing layoffs and you lose the job and we're freaking out. And I was like, it's just kind of one of those things that happen. I was like, imagine if we did that every time the seasons changed. Because I think it was like on the equinox. And I was like, so, it's fall now. And imagine if we all like were running screaming through the streets like, oh no, all the leaves are going to fall off of the trees. And it's like, and then winter's going to come and everything's going to die. As if we didn't know that this happens every year. You know what I mean? So I was like, it's us taking that same stance with our lives is just like, dog. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but understanding that's a part of life. But the whole key is being grounded within the self and knowing why you're here, knowing that spirit has your back, and that no matter what's going on in an external fashion, that everything only lasts for a season. So if you're a little broke right now, know that one day you're not going to be broke. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not broke, then enjoy it while it lasts, because you might be broke one day. Not forever, though. You know what I'm saying? So next we have Sagittarius. So, Spirit, let me get one card for my Sagittarius people, please, Spirit. One card for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. One card for Sagittarius. One card for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, wow. You guys got this. Surrender fear. So is this somebody, when did that come out? That came out when I was doing Cancer. Is it somebody who's Sagittarius? They got Cancer in their chart somewhere? That's because Sagittarius was like, I ain't watching nobody else read. I'm just going to go ahead and click on Sagittarius and then see that card fall out. That's why that happened. Hey, Saggy. Let me get one card for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. Thank you. All right, let me sit you here. And let me get one Shaman card for my Sagittarius, please, Spirit. One card. One card only. Oh, all right. Oh, dang. Okay. So Sagittarius got 3. I mean, I guess I should keep those. All right. Surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. Your action card is share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution, expression. Ha! This is making me think about one of my friends, you know what I'm saying? So, this is very interesting. My whole thing is, I feel in so many ways, it's like you're being called to step forward, but it's almost like you keep making excuses of why it is that it's not time for you to move forward, because it's almost like feeling ill-equipped. Because when I look at this makes me think about like, if you think about like biblical prophets, right? It's like most prophets lived in caves, right? So it's like #hermit, you know what I'm saying? So they were kind of off away from people because it was always being in a state of meditation and, you know, listening to God and integrating those messages, applying them to your life. Or even if you think about, because the person I think about when I look at the hermit is like Moses, right? So it's like Moses killed a dude, went to the wilderness for a whole bunch of years, then like burning bush story, all that good stuff. Then he goes back and, you know, sets the Israelites free and whatnot. So it's almost like there's been a time of seclusion of you guys not stepping up and helping other people step up, and or feeling like, you know, it's just not my time. But it's like, I feel like you've taken enough time to master whatever this is that you're supposed to be letting the world know about. But the thing that's really keeping you back is fear. It's fear of not thinking it's your time or not thinking that you're qualified. And this to me is like Spirit's kick in the butt. So this is you guys realizing that it's time for you guys to come out of hermit mode, because you've been there for eons, and it's time to come out and wow us, right? So we got 3 cards that fell out for y'all. So let me see. I'm going to do them in the order that I feel like one would do such things. So the first card is anger. Okay, it's 28. All right. A very strong and primal emotion, anger sometimes catches us by surprise. At other times, it seethes just under the surface, simmering along. What? Simmering. I cannot talk. My God. Simmering a long while until it boils over, scalding everyone who is close. Anger is based in fear. Just saying. Anger is based in fear. Fear of loss of control, fear of not being loved, fear of being judged, fear of not being enough. When anger enters your life, be it yours or someone else's, go beneath the surface and try to address the real fear that has triggered it. Anger doesn't go away without addressing the underlying fear. Alternatively, beware of someone's anger directed towards you. Next card. emotional release. And it says, we all want to be strong. As humans, we value strength and independence. But also as humans, we need the support of our family, our friends, and our tribe. Trying so hard to be strong, pushing down emotions such as fear, anger, betrayal, sadness, only forces them to grow and become stronger. The bubbling up and release that eventually comes, taking everyone involved by surprise, and sometimes does harm in terms of hurt feelings and words that cannot be taken back. Get into the practice of voicing your fears, even if it's just acknowledging them to yourself. Journal, create, dance. Find a way that you can safely feel your most feared emotions. Feel them and then let them go. This is a potentially deep healing for you. So I feel this for two different people. I feel that it's like surrendering fear in the sense that like kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like going back to the point in the sense of like fear being like the base emotion, right? But with one person, they're like retaliating in anger. So it's like hairpin trigger type of thing. With another person, it's them bottling it up. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's like, but I feel like both were hurt in the same way, but it's just one person internalizes their anger, the other externalizes their anger. So it's like introvert, extrovert type of thing. So one person, other people feel it, the other person doesn't. And I say for this one, and this is like passive aggressive, and this is aggressive aggressive. So it's kind of like when you internalize emotions like that, those are the most dangerous people, just saying. Because it's like everything builds up and it builds up and it builds up until like one person goes the wrong way in front of you one day and everything just comes out. You know what I mean? But the thing is getting really clear on what is it that's really triggering me? Like, why does this hurt me? And I know like for me back in the day, it was like, I used to be very, very defensive. So it's like if someone told me something, I'd be like, you don't know what you're talking about, or like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you always, doing this with me? And I had to stop one day because it was like a job I had eons ago. And my boss, my supervisor, like called me into her office. And on my way to the office, I'm just like, man. It's like, she always want to pick on me. And I had to stop myself. And I was just like, dog, you don't even know if you're in trouble. Like, she just asked you to come to the office. Like, you don't even know if you did anything. And I was like, dang. Why am I always so defensive? I said, every time people want to talk to me, why do I always assume that I've done something wrong or they're trying to tell me that I did something wrong? And I was like, what am I so afraid of with being wrong? It's like, if you're wrong, that's feedback. It's like, take the information, apply it, and get better. So that was like the first step of me being like, yo, dude, what are you trying to hide on some stuff? You know what I mean? So it's important to kind of dig down to get to the root of this. Now, that's where our next card, which is forgiveness, comes in, because I do get the sense that this is something very past tense. So this is more or less like an old school wound that hasn't been fully healed, and all of the things you guys are experiencing, it's almost like somebody poking at it. You know what I mean? So forgiveness, which is a perfect release card, because that's releasing the power that this person has over you. Because I think forgiveness gets a bad rap because people feel sometimes that forgiveness is like saying what the person did to you is okay, and it's not. It's more for you than it is for them. And the two examples that I have of like to understand forgiveness is, one, the Buddha said, is like when we hold unforgiveness towards someone, it's likened to holding a hot coal in our hand, waiting for someone to throw it at. We're the only one that gets burned, right? The way that I explain it to my clients is that when forgiveness is more or less like having your hands, or having unforgiveness towards a person, it's like having your hands around that person's neck, right? And it's like you're holding them by the neck, waiting for karma to like get them. And it's like, yeah, I'm not going to let you go. Like, we just going to wait because I won't see it. You know what I mean? And it's like, the question I ask is why your hands are around their neck and you're holding them responsible for what they did to you. You know, it's like, where are their hands? And it's like, they're here. You know what I'm saying? So that means they could do anything. They could eat, they can drink, you know, they could do their taxes, they could do whatever because their hands are free. But where are your hands? Around their neck. So how free are you? So you're holding on to them, waiting to hold them accountable, right? Or to hold them accountable. but they have free range of motion to do whatever they want, and you're stuck here, stagnant, trying to hold them accountable. What forgiveness is releasing your hands from their neck and saying, Spirit, I'm going to let you handle it, so you can go on with your life and set yourself free. So I feel like for my Saggies, it's you guys relinquishing this so that you can move on with your lives, because I feel a lot of this is what has been holding you guys in the cave of life, like in permanent hermit mode. So the card says, it has been said, forgiveness is the greatest gift we can give ourselves. Forgiveness of others, but also forgiveness of self. That's another good point that I would like to add after I'm finished reading this. We are the most critical and judgmental of ourselves. This inner critic does so much more harm than criticism that comes from others. Forgive yourself for trusting others and getting hurt for not knowing, for not seeing, for not believing. You are human and you are growing and learning. Human perfection is rooted in imperfection. This card indicates the need for forgiveness in the situation asked about. So very important. And that's one thing. Sometimes we can release other people, but we don't release ourselves. So it's like we can have let that person go, that situation go. But the thing that we forget to do is to forgive ourselves and all of that. And it has been an hour, y'all, and I have to pee. Give me a second. TMI. Sorry, guys. I had to take a potty break. I drank so much water before. I legit cannot sit for a whole hour. Didn't think that through. So anywho, next sign is Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? Capricorn. So Spirit, let me get one card for Capricorn, please, Spirit. One card for Capricorn. One card for Capricorn. One card. One card only for Capricorn. Oh, so y'all just gonna take forever, huh, Cappy? One card, Spirit. Let me get one card for Capricorn, please, Spirit. One card, please, Spirit. Whoa, okay then. Oh. Surrender your desire to control people. What's up with that, Cappy? I'm just kidding. No judgment. Let me get one card for Capricorn, please, Spirit. One card for Cappies. And one last card for Cappies. One shaman card. Whoa. Come on now. What's going on with y'all? 3 cards and fell out. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to go with what falls out. I did not mean to give everyone, like Saggy and Cappy, more cards. But anywho, surrender your desire to control people. It says being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To be more effective, to more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. I fear that this desire to control is not really so much of like a negative, malicious intent type of thing. It's more or less out of a fear of loss. You know what I mean? So it's either controlling people because you feel you know what's best for them. And this is what it's making me think about. It's making me think about that movie Twilight, and you think about Bella and Edward, and it's like, you know how he was like hella controlling over Bella, but it was because he couldn't see that she possessed the strength that we found out at the end of the series that she actually possessed. So it was more or less him wanting to protect her, and his desire to protect her blocked him from seeing that she possessed all like of the strength all along. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like one of those situations. The action step you guys have is Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. That is the path that some Capricorns need to go on. You know what I'm saying? A little higher path, you know what I mean? And that's the thing that's super important, to kind of surrender that, because here's the deal. Kind of like what we talked about. I can't remember who that was that we talked about that about. I think it was Gemini, where we talked about honoring people's paths and understand that everybody's in a different path. And it's like, in order for you to meet someone where they are, it's like you have to take time to see where they're at, to learn about them, learn about their journey, and not automatically jump to like, oh, I know what's best for you, let me fix you, like a project. We don't want to do that, right? So I feel like with some Cappies, you guys are being called into like leadership, like, you know, being like a spiritual teacher, spiritual leader in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And you want to release this desire to control people, because as you start to walk in your spiritual path, you don't want to end up becoming like hella controlling of, you know, like students or anything of the sort, and not allowing them to learn things in their own time and honoring their path, because then you'll be like a cult leader. And we don't want that, right? No, we don't want you being a cult leader. So anywho, the 3 cards that fell out for you guys is transformation, grounding, and sacred space. So I'm going to do 21, 22, and then 36. So sacred space is the first one. So 21. Sacred space. Find a spot in your home or office that you can access easily. Create a sacred spot just for you. This will be a place for you alone. If space is at a premium, then a shelf or corner will do. But here, only those items, put here only those items that hold significant meaning to you and touch you on a deep personal level. So that's kind of like an altar type of deal. Examples are photos of loved ones, rocks, feathers, shells. Place a candle, even if it cannot be lit. This signifies the element of fire and represents the flame of the Creator's love for you, the fire of creation or purification. Perhaps fire means something entirely different to you. Use this space to go to daily, even if it's just for a few moments, to ground and calm yourself. Working this into your daily routine will bring you to a place of greater understanding. That's super dope, your little sacred space, so you get your little prayer on and things, your little prayer closet and whatnot, or whatever. Transformation. After the rain comes the sun. After the caterpillar comes the butterfly. This situation you are inquiring about is somehow acting as a catalyst for a major transformation. If you find yourself questioning or having regrets, don't. Try not to second guess yourself or beat yourself up. Nothing happens that is not supposed to. Many of your issues and situations are not anything to be upset about. They are a path to wholeness. You are the one who infuses drama and chaos into the situation. They said that, not me. You are always given opportunities to grow and learn. Growth and learning very rarely come about when everything stays status quo, and just as you think they should. Be thankful you have this wonderful opportunity to transform and heal to a better and higher rate of vibration. Oh, that's awesome, little Capricorn. Next, we have grounding. That's super dope. Okay, grounding. As humans, our bodies are of the earth. It is a natural inclination when we experience uncomfortable emotions or energy to ground it out. Much in a way, a ground wire works with an electrical current. However, with so much in our modern lives that causes us to be distracted from Creator, we tend to gravitate towards false grounding. Overeating, smoking, drinking, and recreational drugs are common ways some try to ground. These items are of the earth, but they are not the earth. This is not a true grounding, and as such, it cannot sustain. It doesn't last. What ends up happening is that, as with most experiences that are false, we need more and more to achieve the same results. To truly ground and connect to both the earth and Creator, practice consciously connecting your energy to the earth. You should not be getting your energy outside yourself, but directly from the divine. This is achieved through meditation, energy work, and mindfulness. Find a way that works for you and practice it. By drawing this card, you are being asked to look at areas in your life where you may be employing false grounding as a coping mechanism. That's very interesting. And maybe having control over other people, if it's like in a manipulative sense, can make you feel a false sense of security. You know, if it's like kind of in an egotistical kind of way. I don't want to go as far as to say that, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that where that's at. But yeah, man. It's like, that's so important. You don't want to find your peace or your substance in anything outside of yourself, because that is totally an illusion. And that's how addiction happens. You know what I'm saying? Virgo could tell you about that. And this is Aquarius. Whoa, Aquarius. Okie dokie. Lemon chokey. We just got 2 action cards left. 1 card for Aquarius. Which one will it be? I'm going to listen to when Spirit says stop. All right. That one. And there they are. Let me get 1 card for Aquarius Spirit. Not 3. Be here all day. 1 card, Spirit. 1 card only, Spirit. That's what I'm talking about. Do. Okay, don't talk about me. 1 card, Spirit. 1 healing card for Aquarius. Come on, dagnabbit. I like when my cards pop. We're doing this. I'm just gonna pull 1. Really? All right. No, not that one. Sorry, Aquarius. Whoa! All right. That's what I was looking for. Interesting. Okay, so the card for Aquarius is surrender to what is. And it says, flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Important. Action step. Leap! Hashtag fool. You go first. The universe will catch you. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Look at that. If this does not mean take a leap of faith, dagnabbit, I don't know what is. Okay? And the card you guys have in your little shaman is burden. So yeah, man. Surrendering to what is so much acceptance, and I always say love is acceptance. It's like we gain so much power when we accept things as they are. Granted, we want to grow, we want things to be better, we want to progress, so on and so forth. Yes, of course. That does not renege any of that. But the thing that is important is what is happening right now? What are we really dealing with so that we don't end up in a place to where we end up being in denial or a little bit deluded? You know what I mean? We're able to get very, very clear. And if you're at a place to where you feel like you've been kind of edged towards a cliff, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's either, you know, jump into the unknown or like stay here and wait for someone to kick you off. Freaking take a leap of faith, dagnabbit. What do you really have to lose, Aquarius? I'm just saying. So burden, it slails. Many times we take on the stress of those we love and care for. We see it as the ultimate sacrifice. We take on others' burdens to save them the trouble or heartache. Ironically, the way energy in the universe works makes this a very counterproductive way of operating. When we take on the burdens of others, we deny them the ability to learn and grow from their own lessons. I said that earlier. We also interfere with the divine planning and timing. Never one to be thwarted, any lesson circumvented will absolutely reappear, sometimes with much more force than what we originally intended. Ask yourself if you or another is taking on troubles and lessons not belonging to them out of a need to be needed. This stems from the fear that you or they are fundamentally not enough. This is not true. You are created perfect. Your fears and doubts keep you separated from this truth. This is the separation one can feel from Creator. Once you accept and believe you are perfect and worthy, the tendency to make yourself invaluable to others through your help and assistance will go away. Your relationship can then be based on truth and not manipulation. Aw, that is so freaking dope. Yeah, man. Surrender to what is. So accept people as they are and don't attempt to come to a place of attempting to tinker with people. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I don't know. If you were dating someone who never finished college and you're like, oh my gosh, like, you know, she or he would be so great if they finished college, and like kind of stressing that person, like, you should do that. Why aren't you thinking about doing that? Or, you know, you should seriously consider that type of deal. You know what I mean? So it's more or less, and I'm feeling kind of a vibe between you and Capricorn, was it? Where it's relinquishing control. It's almost like feeling as if you know what's best for everyone, and understanding it's not necessarily like your job to do that. It's like to allow people to be who and what they are. And last but certainly not least, before I even said anything, oh my goodness, is Pisces. And your card fell out. We have your action card because y'all are the last one left because there's only 12 of those. And we're going to get your little shaman card. Oh, man. Y'all going to see this card in a minute. Spirit, let me get one shaman and then card for Pisces, please, Spirit. One card. Okay, let's go with that. I almost thought that was two. I was like, sweet mother. All right. It's Pisces. Surrender your belief in scarcity. That is a lack mindset. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. This is so very important because, dude, I kid you not, a mindset of lack, it will replicate lack everywhere. It will always be, I want to do this, but I can't until this, or I can't do this, or I need to have money to do this. So it's like, well, why don't you want to do this? And it's like, oh, I can't. I don't have enough money. You know, I don't have a job making enough money. So until I make enough money, I can't be happy. Because that's really what it comes down to. It's believing that those things, so like how I told you guys a few signs ago, the 3 levels of awareness being hope, faith, and knowing. This is like being in a state of hoping, which means that there's a huge chance this probably isn't going to work out. You know what I mean? So it's almost every time you're disappointed is just a reaffirming of why it is that you don't ever try anything. You know what I mean? And so the thing is here, it comes to a place of like how I said with somebody else a few signs ago was acceptance. And I even talked about this with one of my friends too. It's like accepting where you are, like this is where I'm at right now, because you're never going to be able to get out of where you're at until you accept this is where I'm at, so you can give yourself an honest assessment and, you know, create a pathway from where you are. Because your soul's purpose, your mission, your calling, all of those things don't require money to be done. So don't ever tell yourself that you can't answer your calling or you can't live your soul mission because, oh, I need to go to college first. Like, no, you literally don't. You know what I mean? Like, Spirit didn't have this set up like, look, I want you to live in your purpose, but you need to go get like 17 degrees first. Yeah, that's totally not how this works. It's like, find something that's within your range. It's not to say don't go to college. You know what I mean? Because it's like, with me, it's like, I felt me being called to help people to heal emotional wounds. And it's like, yeah, you know, I could have just counseled without a license, but that would be totally illegal. But that didn't stop me from helping people in the process. It's like I did Reiki. So that was a way of me helping people. So do something that is within the range of where you are now. That's not to say to not progress in any way that you feel led to do so, but don't feel like you being in alignment with what will make you happy or with your calling is contingent upon you being somewhere else other than where you are right now, because things are not set up that way. You know what I mean? So anywho, your action step. Did y'all get this? Did y'all get that for the mid-month dance? Dance, dang it. Do something to shift your vibration. You better dance. Dance, dance. And I heard another song, but I can't think of it now because, you know, Dance Dance came through. Oh, snap. I feel like this reading is for someone I know because there's a mandala on it. It's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? And look at all of these colors. Oh, my gosh. All of these pretty pinks and purples. Oh, my gosh. So freaking dope. Let's see. It's all good. It's all good. Little Pisces person that I love so much. Okay. Every experience you have in your lifetime has the potential to be a teaching tool. By remembering and embracing this idea, the situations you encounter become less fraught with unneeded emotion and drama. By not attaching labels or expectations to people and situations, you allow the pure divine energy to flow unimpeded. While you may have little control over what happens to you at times, you always have control over how you react. Do you react on an impulse? Strike out at others when you feel hurt? Do you crawl into your safe place when the world seems mean and hurtful? Face this challenge in your life head on. Be thankful for the opportunity to experience whatever it is that is happening. Set yourself a goal of learning from every situation in your life. Find that silver lining. It's there. I totally just had this conversation with somebody. I'm not even gonna lie. So what this makes you think of, guys, is the simple fact that it comes down to a question of what you believe about the world, what you believe about spirit, what you believe about life. You know what I mean? So in every situation you've ever encountered in your life, and we could look at, the Hermetic principle, the law of opposites, right? Like everything that is bad or evil that has happened in your life has good in it. Because it has to. Because if it didn't, the entire universe would collapse. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So if you think about yin and yang, in the good, there's bad. In the bad, there's good. So because that's a principle, universal truth, that means it's a universal truth. Like set in stone kind of thing, right? So that gives you a boundary. So now, if I look back at my life and every single shitty thing I have been through in my life, I can go back and I can find something good, a moral that I've gotten out of every single one of those lessons. And I have to be able to find something good. Because it says so. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that this is like gospel truth, but I'm saying this is a framework to think in. As opposed to looking back at your life and be like, oh my gosh, everything sucked. And it's like, I'm supposed to find something positive. But how the heck can I find something positive of me getting robbed that time? You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's something there. It's just going to require a change of perspective. And the thing that I say that's so important is when we get into a fixed mindset of lack and scarcity, cynicism sets in. And when cynicism sets in, it's that hashtag Four of Pentacles where we're cutting off our heart space. We're cutting off our connection with spirit. We're cutting off our connection with other people. And now we're like solitary and alone. And we're in a subjective viewpoint where all we see is lack. As far back as I can look, it's lack. Where I'm at, it's lack. Therefore, I project lack into my future. You see what I'm saying? So it's important to pull yourself out of where you are now by entrusting in something bigger than yourself at times. You know what I mean? And believing things are going to get better. So it does kind of go back to the hashtag Wheel of Fortune in the sense of knowing that seasons change, but it's needing to gain more of a positive perspective because a lack of trust in life, in people, and in the world will make you very cynical. But knowing that we're creators and our power to create in the present moment, if we're stewing in that cynicism and not releasing ourselves out of that lower vibration, you know what I mean? We can recreate that into our future because what we are doing right now is likely to be what we're doing in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, right? And thus we've carried this present feeling into the future. So an important thing for you guys to release in this full moon is trusting and knowing in spirit that it's all good, surrendering this lack mentality, and you guys dancing to the heavens and things, you know what I'm saying? However you guys dance. So that's all 12 signs. That has been your full moon reading in Aries and whatnot or whatever. I'm probably going to go eat something. Because that's what I do. Yeah, I'm probably going to eat something. So, I love your face. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Deuces.